Greetings and welcome. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining me here at Bloom from Within Love. I go by Bloomy, and I am here to do a unique reading for you guys tonight. Excuse me, my throat. I've been working on that throat chakra. This particular reading tonight for the collective is based on the theme of self-love, self-acceptance, based on the concept of unity consciousness, the I am everything nothingness, and also based on the concept of the universe, the 3D aspect of the universe being a holographical mirror reflection of ourselves. We are everything. So this was inspired by some of the energetic work I myself do, that I was practicing today and listening to today, and people that I follow, such as Abraham Hicks. I was listening to something on love of the self from her today, as well as Wendy Kennedy. She is a Palladian perspective channel, as well as I Am Manifest. She is also a Palladian perspective channel person. And so as I merged all of that, light language and everything else, as I merged all of that, it led me to want to provide some tools for you guys today and to tap into the collective and what's going on. And so with that being said, I did use one of my astrology oracle decks to get that whole aspect of astrology and numerology, as well as the chakra insight oracle. I also brought in the archangels and gemstone affirmations, as well as the fairy messages to support it. And so I did that already pre-recording to get a feel of the theme and where the messages are going. And I went ahead and pulled the first row of tarot to see where is this playing out for you all right now. Where are you on your journey in this moment to self-love, to the I am within? Okay. All right, so I know that was a very long and lengthy explanation there, but I feel like for those that are not all that familiar, you know, that may come on. Sometimes the explanations help them to understand like what's really going on. Okay, so just please bear with me if you all are getting irritated by the long intros. Okay. All right, and so yes, you guys see a few things. You see my garnet January candle, as well as Sagittarius candle, and you see that because Sagittarius is my Venus sign, is in Sagittarius. Okay, of course you see the garnet January because my star sign is Capricorn. And so you see that there, and there's intentions with that, and there's essential oils in that going, and the crystals that you see here in the middle by the Buddha are all love-based crystals, okay? All of them. And I wanted that energy to be around this reading. So we have Criscola, we have it's another one, that little pink one is called, it's not Criscola, it's another C word. But it's also about self-love. Then we have rose quartz, then we have pink calcite, then we have pink tourmaline, and then we have pink opal, and then we have magenta agate. Okay, so all of these are about self-love and just love, divine love, just love, right? The oneness, the unity, the I am love, right? So I felt it was appropriate to put that energy out, you know, with the cards and as I do this reading. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, this is already starting to be a very, very interesting reading, and I knew it was going to be. So what came out for you all in terms of where are you in your soul's journey as it relates to the I am, getting back into the I am love, the self-love. The card number 3 came out. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see. Card number 3, Mercury, the mind. Mercury rules the sign of Gemini and Virgo. You may be a Gemini or a Virgo, or you may have it in your chart, but it doesn't matter. But Mercury rules that. Mercury is also considered to be an inner planet, meaning dealing with the inner world, and it's all about communication, thought life, communication, beliefs, and if you will, to a degree, the mind, the way you perceive and translate information, all right, and communicate information as well. So, and this is number 3 in astrology. So it's a divinity, it's a divine aligning. And what I picked up immediately, to be quite honest, as I was initially during this reading, before I came on camera, is that as it relates to this I am, you know, I am everything, nothing, the God seed within, unity consciousness, realizing the external universe is a holographical reflection. Some of us are on right now dealing with that aspect of our paths and journeys that's requiring looking at our thoughts, our communication, our mind, our belief system as it relates to this journey. Because initially this can feel very challenging, and so currently the energy is strong and present to hopefully inspire some of you to be willing to journey within and look at your mind, look at the way you're thinking, look at the way you feel and believe about you, about the world, because it's all a reflection. Look at, you know, the beliefs that you have inherited, that you've been handed down, that you've been conditioned into, and how that is playing a role in you accepting you, which in essence is you loving the universe, you accepting you, you loving you. So be willing to journey in and look at your mind, okay, and the way you communicate with yourself about yourself. This is the beginning phases of coming into this I am everything and nothingness, the God seed within, the love, you know, being love in essence. Many of you, most of us, okay, have lived a very challenging, you know, because we came with all that conditioning, all these belief systems, all of these things, these programs, which are all, this is not about shaming or slamming anybody or any culture or anyone's chosen belief system, because they're all valid choices. There are none that are better than or less than, more superior or inferior. They're all a part of the unity consciousness, divine source energy, and a valid choice. We get to choose what we want to align with. We get to choose that, okay? So as it relates to you all, that was the first card that came out. So there's been a long road ahead, and most people are afraid of Mercury in retrograde, but I've always looked at astrology and the planets and the moon like it's perspective, it's conceptual, and it's what you want to choose to align with and how you want to use that energy and how you want to believe, what you want to believe about it, okay? Relativity, I talked about that earlier on the light language. I talked about that earlier on the affirmations. And so yeah, take a look at that, okay? Because at the bottom of that deck you got card number 2. Now they were shuffled pretty good, so I thought it was kind of ironic. But card number 2 came out, the moon, the soul. The moon is another inner planet. It's to do with the mothering energy, your emotions, your internal world, how you feel inside. Okay. And 2, that's about partnerships, and it's about balance. Partnership and balance. And you can even say yin yang. You can even go as far as to say yin yang aspects of yourself. So with this being at the bottom of the deck, it certainly, you know, brought to my mind that, okay, so the belief systems, you know, as it relates to your emotions, as relates to the mother figures that you have co-created, has played a role in your self-love journey. But now you are growing and getting in a position to where you can now realize that you can release all of the attachments, all of the labels, all of the needs, the feelings of needing to judge or blame, realizing that everything external to you is simply just a reflection, and that we literally co-created everything. Realizing now that back to love, back to the I am, you can access the divine mother archetype within yourself to mother yourself, which would be this. You would be that loving, nurturing, and supportive mother to yourself, especially for those who've never really had a nice, balanced, strong representation of a good mother or a mother figure. And so some of you are ready to do that, because this plays a major role in this self-love journey, in this back to love journey. Okay, and that was at the bottom. And then in terms of your energetic systems, the chakras, meridians, auric field, from the chakra insight, this is what came out for you guys. Card number 49. You might want to look that up. And this is interconnection, expansion, oneness. See? Makes sense, doesn't it? Light, divine consciousness. So as I was saying, many of you are coming into that place of surrender. Many of you are at that place where you're willing now to let it all go. Everything that is just causing you, that's causing the constant cycle of pain, suffering, constant loops. And some of you are starting to realize, like, wait a minute. You almost see the circle. You almost see the Groundhog's Day, if you will. Some of you are really starting to literally see it, like, man, I've been singing this same song. I have been saying this same storyline. I have been complaining this same complaint. I have been blaming this same person. I have been externalizing. I have been judging. I have been criticizing. And in essence, is you judging you. Oh, this is some good stuff, man. I tell y'all what you're realizing it. You're starting to realize that there is like the theory of relativity, the law of relativity I spoke of earlier. And probably next week I'll get into the law of polarity. But realizing that we are all interconnected as one source of energy. We co-create experiences based on our belief systems and perceptions and our emotions, and much in which comes from the Akash, much in which comes from ancestry and bloodline, conditioning and programs. And so once we start to realize that, stop fighting it. And some of you are coming into that awareness, like, I don't have to run from everything. I can just sit in it. And it's not going to destroy me. I can sit in it and allow it, because it's in the allowance and releasing of the need to either run from it, squash it down, or label it. Releasing the belief and the need to do that. Some of you are starting to realize how quickly things start to shift when you do that. in your inner world, but then as a result, the external world that you are creating based on you. Oh my gosh. I'm still in awe of this. You know, I'm not trying to proclaim that I've mastered this stuff, but that I have attained, that I have come to know, and that I am practicing. You all know me. I'm gonna share that, and that is why I set an intention with this reading. Okay, so many of you are right here. You're there. You're right here. You're awakening. It's happening. Okay, and you're starting to like let go. Let go of the need to be angry. Let go of the addiction to pleasure, pain cycles. Let go of the need to control the external world, to make people be something in order for you to feel better. You know, all of that. And not allowing people to cause you to be something in order for them to feel better. You're coming into that understanding and allowance. And it's a beautiful. I thought it was fitting that it just so happened to come out in this particular reading, okay? And at the bottom of this deck, which, I mean, there's 2 cards here in this reading, 3, that's just screaming self-expression and individuality, even though it's unity and oneness. Your individuality in the unity consciousness, your individual expression within oneness, okay, as a valid choice on your journey and path, okay? All right, so let's see. What came out for at the bottom for you is the throat chakra. So that one was I want to say the other one was the crown. I think that's the crown. Let me double check something. Yeah, I think that's the crown. Yep, that was the crown chakra. And this is the throat. Oh my God, that makes sense again. That makes sense because that's where our belief system lies. That's how we express our belief system, is through our throat. So vocalization, individuality, inner voice, assertive. Oh my God. See, 2 assertive cards. Assertiveness, speaking and living your truth without, it's doing it in a love and acceptance vibration. I'm trying to say it that way because oftentimes when people hear stuff like this, it can be misconstrued, you know. This is really just about owning and living in your own truth. No longer projecting out, no longer externalizing, no longer just going along with the status quo, no longer a drone, no longer, you know, just holding on to belief system that you've had, but that you've come to realize that it's not serving in a high vibrational way. Willing to let it go. Some of you are coming into that place of really being willing to just let it go and sing your heart song, like this bird. And like what I'm drawn to right now as wow. And see, every time I look at these cards, I always pick up something different. What I'm drawn to right now as I'm looking at this card, I don't know if you guys can see it, but around the bird is like these solar like light rings going in a circle like this all around as this bird and around its body. So some of you are aligning it with your true vibration, your higher truth, your heart song, your 5D, your elevated consciousness, if you will. You are singing it, you are expressing it, and it is like sonar. It is vibrating off of you, if you will. It's vibrating off of you, which in essence is assisting with you, first of all, seeing a different reflection now. Okay, seeing something different because you're singing it, you're allowing it to be expressed. But equally so, it's also causing you to appear different to people. It's causing you to not only appear different, but to have different interactions with people, attract some different people, or even some same people. But the experiences are different because of the change, because of the shift. This bird has no problem being right here on this branch. This bird is standing alone, okay? And it is just fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not implying that we shouldn't connect, so that's not what I mean. But it starts within. When we can get that contentedness inside, everything external change. When we let go of the attachments and the need, it's like, I'm okay this way. I'm okay when I'm flying with my crew. I'm okay because I am going to live and sit in and speak my truth. I'm going to. And that gives me joy unspeakable to be me, aligning with the divine within me, right? So that's it. Look, and what's funny is at the bottom of this one, now these cards got shuffled pretty good. It's literally the throat chakra. So I recommend, oh my God, and then up under here, you guys, is relationships and the crown chakra. I can't make it up. I can't make it up. It's relationships. This stuff impacts everything. Oh, intimacy, freedom, acceptance, and trust. Oh my God. That is all I can say, you guys. The crown, so that means a shift in consciousness and beliefs. The throat, a shift in how we're expressing and perceiving. Relationships, you know, things external to us being positively affected by all of that shifting, right? And not the card number 9. And for whatever reason, this makes me feel, you know, in conjunction with tarot, like the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, okay? 9 of Cups is like wish fulfillment. The 9 of Pentacles is independence, right? And so gaining that independence, getting us to the 9 of Cups, all this affects our relationships, right? Independence, individuality, unity, consciousness. Oh my God, I can go on, but let me stop, because sometimes I get caught in the storyline that's being told. I want to stay on focus here. So that's what came out in those major oracles. Then let's see here. The fairies. See, I told you more than one assertiveness card came out. And so assertiveness, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to, okay? And so as relates to self-love, since this is the theme, getting back to love, unity consciousness, oneness consciousness, the I am, it is going within and being willing to live that. Going within, not externalizing, but being okay with that you discover about yourself, and that you believe, that your reality, your truth in the now, and just standing on that no matter what. Because the one thing that's coming out, even as I was listening to Abraham Hicks today, and as I was listening to Wendy Kennedy, is that we can stay in our own frequency. We can choose to stay in our own resonance, okay? Because being the unity consciousness and we interact with others, we don't have to drop out your resonance. This is something, is my daily intention, to learn how to hone and hold my resonance. Because basically when we start identifying with others, whether it's in their pain, their sorrow, their grief, their depression, their negativity, it's frequencies that are already present in our field, obviously, being everything and nothing, but we don't have to attach to it. But when we do, because we've dropped out of our high heart resonance and connected with the frequencies that the individual was holding. And it's not about, I'm not getting the impression that it's about thinking of something superior or judging something. That's like the old spiritual belief systems. So that's not where I'm going. This is simply about realizing that we hold a little more power to what we are creating in our experience, that we don't have to feel afraid, we don't have to attach, we don't have to drop resonance. And I think most of us have, out of our survival mode, we have gotten used to doing that, because at some point in our journey, especially, you know, when we were younger, you know, it didn't feel safe and we didn't have a lot of say so, and you know what I mean, we were not in awareness, and we didn't have the guidance, and we didn't have the caretakers or whatever. So we have learned how to constantly drop out of resonance to try to fit in, to try to feel safe, to try to possibly minimize conflict or whatever, just to feel comfortable. And so we learned how to constantly shape shift and drop our resonance of purity, and drop the resonance of bliss, and drop the resonance, because of, if you're surrounded by grumpy grumpersons, then you've learned that, yeah, you know, yeah, it ain't gonna serve you well. You know, either you're making them feel better. If you're anything like me and you come from what I come from, you start realizing, like, okay, you spent most of your childhood trying to make people feel better, or, you know, you just try to be muted out. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully invisible, so nobody don't hurt you, or so nobody don't, you know what I'm saying, take out their reality and their perception and their pain and their beliefs, right? So now you all are coming into awareness, and the fairies are beckoning you, saying it is okay. You don't, even in the name of love, it doesn't mean that you have to keep dropping out of your own resonance of your higher heart. You can hold your resonance. And we can ask for creative ways of doing that. I'm not implying that, you know, it's always that simple to us. I feel like with everything, it just takes practice. But you're certainly supported in that, okay? And that was what came out with Mercury in the mind. So that's all about the communication. That was the card that came out to support that. What came out to support divine consciousness is research. So some of you need to actually do some research, literally. Challenge yourself. I don't even like that word. Give yourself permission and set an intention to release beliefs and teachings that are old and outdated, or no longer serving you, and to be open and receptive to new expanded information as it relates to your existence, as it relates to spirituality, as it relates to love and self-love, light, dark, all these things I spoke of earlier. It's saying here, do some research, empower yourself. I always tell you guys this: don't just swallow stuff like mindless. I ain't gonna say that. See, I'm gonna be good. See, I'm still practicing. I'm gonna say like mindless monkeys, and that ain't right. That ain't right. But what I mean by that is, for whether it's for me, I don't care who it is. I'm going to be one of those people that tell you all this. I don't care who it is. Wendy Kennedy does the same thing, though. She always says statements like, when she's channeling, they're like, you don't need Wendy, you know, only take what's resonating with you, even if it's from us, because that's freedom. That's the world in which we have created to explore and shift our beliefs, okay, at will, in terms of where we're at in our journey. And so I highly recommend you guys, don't just swallow stuff. Pay attention to your own resonance at the time, okay? At the time, because it can change. Now, today you may be going like, but a year from now, you may come right back and go, OMG. So, and that's okay. But what's important is knowing that it's okay to have your own resonance and truth, but you're responsible for you to do your own research. Okay, look into this stuff. It says here that you need more information about this situation. Look into it further before proceeding. So as it relates to like elevating and all that stuff, your divine consciousness with self-love, you know, look into it. Because there's a lot of self-love propaganda. There's a lot of, I want to say, externalized, media-driven stuff that may have nothing at all truly to do with your higher soul's resonance with what self-love really truly means. Okay, so some of you do, even though it's happening for you, you need to be led and do some research regarding that. Okay, all right, and then I know this is lengthy, but I hope that it serves you well. Hope that it serves you well. It is certainly a blessing my heart. So the archangels and gemstones, you got celestial quartz. Okay, it says here, are you ready to release release blocks for yourself and Mother Earth? Do you realize that your own healing helps heal many people on a planetary level? Allow the celestial messengers to guide you to be a true earth steward and caregiver of the planet. You are a messenger of light and well-being. I asked for support, affirmational support, for each card here, from the Mercury card and then for Divine Consciousness. And this is the one that came for Mercury. So Archangel Sandalphon says, as it relates to the mind and Mercury, the communication, right, perception, as it relates to the I am everything, to self-love, back to love, unity consciousness, I allow angels to work through me to provide healing for myself, others, and the planet. I am a conduit for the divine. The planetary grids of light, the grids, the holographical reality, the grids of light are activated with every sacred step I take. Angels light my path, and that can be angels, ascended masters, galactic beings, high vibratory souls that are in existence in the 5D and beyond, right, are there. And we are a part, right? So that's the affirmation to support that. And then the affirmation to support divine consciousness, you guys got moldavite, which is one of my favorite high vibrational crystals. Powerhouses, man. This is high energy. I recommend people that have issues with being like super spacey, if you're gonna do that, go sit outside, like sitting under a tree, sit on some dirt, some grass, okay, barefoot or something, and some dirt, because moldavite is very, very, very galactic. Okay, very high frequency. And it says here, are you able to think beyond the ordinary? Is your heart open to love and inner peace? Divine consciousness. Awaken your consciousness and decide, this is what I was telling you guys about empowerment and choice. Decide that you want to see things from the greater perspective. Expansion, oh my gosh. Increased self-knowledge naturally allows for healing of your heart, your relationships with others, and the relationship that you have with yourself. You have unlimited potential. Archangel Raphael says here, as relates to divine consciousness, my consciousness is awake. I am aware. I feel the limitless nature of all life. I believe in unlimited potentials and possibilities. I am creative and prosperous. I fully embrace extraordinary wealth. My heart is open to giving and receiving love. Whew. My. All right, so now let's get into the tarot pulls. I pulled 2 cards already. One for the Mercury side and then one for divine consciousness. And you guys got the 7 of Earth. Seven of Pentacles, and it's pretty dark, and it says here at the bottom, it says failure. Traditionally, the Seven of Pentacles is about worry. It's about concern about one's investment, that you put in a lot of time, energy, and investment into something in the tangible world. And in this deck, it's representing, as you can see, failure. And some of you are coming through major, times and seasons in your life where all of your perceived failures based on belief systems that you were conditioned with, and also societal, cultural things that we are experiencing in our externalized world, has caused you to correlate that to worthiness of love for self. And I'm saying this because it's connected to the Mercury card, the mind. And that has been the challenge. That has been what's kind of kept back to love, or oneness, everything, nothingness, unity, self-love, from really being able to be fully externalized or realized within yourself. Okay? And I want to clarify for that, but I wanted to do that on camera. All right. Can we get a clarifier? This Seven of Earth, failure, as relates to this reading, the collective, as it's connected to the Mercury card, self-love, oneness, unity, consciousness, everything, nothingness. Can we get a clarifier for this Seven of Pentacles, please? Clarify. Seven of Pentacles, this failure. Please and thank you. Whew. Clarify. Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles, please. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles related to failure, as relates to self-love or love and unity consciousness. Clarify Seven of Earth. There we go. Ah, see, that makes sense. All right, what came out as a clarifier is the Five of Pentacles. That belief of scarcity, that feeling of lack, that feeling of I'm not enoughness in the 3D, because the Pentacles is earth energy. This is about the manifestation into the earth realm. And so that deep-seated belief system of lack, it could have come from slavery, ancestry, this carnation, any carnation where there's been a control, fear-based conditioning program, experiences that continue to reinforce this feeling of I am not enough, I'm not enough, I don't deserve love. And wow, wait a minute. What I'm being drawn to right now, and I know this may not have much to do with this card, but my attention is being drawn to this tree in the background here that looks kind of like a mural, either in a church, like a church building's window mural. That's what it reminds me of. And because I see all of this, I see yellow, I see red and green. So heart energy, solar plex, root chakra energy, I'm being drawn to. But what just came to my mind right now is religious beliefs. Religious beliefs has reinforced this sense of I am not enough, I lack, I'm alone, a lowly weakling, I'm not enough. I'm standing outside in the cold, outside of the church window, hoping to, somebody feel sorry for me, or hoping to be accepted, hoping to be welcomed in. But I am not enough. I don't live up to. And so some of you have some strong ancestral roots religious beliefs that have caused you to not love yourself, basically, is where I'm going here. To not love your mind, not love your body, not love yourself and nothing about you. A conditioning to believe that something was wrong with you. That was clarified. This clarified this 7 of earth. It's amazing how there's so much earth energy here. But yeah, those experiences made you feel failure, made you feel like you were a failure, made you feel like you were not enough, made you feel like something was wrong with you, made you feel like all of that. And when that's the vibration and the belief, what are we going to co-create? Right? Because we are everything. The external is a mirror. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I want to get an advice on that. What's the advice for this row here for the Mercury, the 7 of earth, and the 5 of earth for the collective? What's an advice? I know we've already had our angels and all of that, but what's some advice here specifically? What's some advice, please, and thank you. What's some advice for the mind, Mercury, the mind, assertiveness, 7 of earth, 5 of earth here? What's the advice for the collective? Interesting. That's interesting. What the heck? Now we're at the 4 of earth as advice. It's an odd card to me to be advice. But what I'm picking up is that you stand strong. 4s represent a foundation. Solid foundation. Stand strong on what's true to you, but also let go of the old. See how, because I'm getting a feeling from this picture. So like, let go of the old lack, right? That lack feeling, that needing to pinch and hold on to things super, super tight, right? Excessively, okay? And even old beliefs that's, you know, that's got this person like a ragamuffin, almost like a voodoo doll, or like I can't even think of it, but basically being silenced and minimized and restricted. So let go of that view of you, but hold strong to what's true to you, your new truth, your reality. But let it go. Let go of the feeling and the need to, as it relates to love here, self-love, since that's what this is about. Don't hold yourself back anymore. Don't feel like you have to hide. Don't feel like you have to restrict yourself. Don't feel like you have to protect yourself. Release that belief that you need to, because it's a belief. And the thought that you're not enough, the thought that you're just like what this picture kind of represents. But equally, the parallel paradox is the 4, like standing strong, building a solid foundation for yourself that's based on your new truth as you release those beliefs, okay? All right, now let's get to the other side here. What came out for divine consciousness was the 7 of Wands, valor. Valor. There's been a long road ahead. Many of you have been on this journey of trying to find your awakening, your truth, your belief system, what you believe. A lot of you have been trying to stand strong. A lot of you have, you know, certainly stood strong in your truth and been willing to do that. 7 of Wands is really about defense, standing ground. And in this case, many of you are learning that it's no longer needing to fight. Because it's us battling us. There's really no need to engage. Like Wendy was saying, then we drop out of the resonance and we connect and engage with those other frequencies. And then of course you're going to feel that, and of course you're going to keep co-creating that. And with this being connected to the divine consciousness and doing some more research, many of you, or if you haven't, you're about to realize that there's no need to fight. Merging everything about us, the lower and the higher, into the heart, right? Being everything, nothing, there's no need to fight. There's nothing to prove. Because it's us fighting us. Just being an allowance of whatever, like, okay? And let's get us a clarifier on that, and then I want to try to hurry up and get you guys going, because I can just be on here all night. I'm trying to get all my stuff done on this day, you guys, if you're wondering, because I'm trying to get a routine here, you know, because a lot of changes are happening in my life. Like I say, I work, and then I have my business, and I have clients. I've moved. My life is busy. You know, yeah, things are shifting in my personal life, all kinds of stuff. And so I'm trying to be healthy and balanced and make sure that I stay true to who I am and what I need to do. And so today I had the opportunity. So it's like I allow myself to be led to make sure I'm still contributing. Okay. All right. So anyway, let's get you guys like me and Axe. All right. Seven of Wands. Could we get a clarifier for this Seven of Wands as it's connected to divine consciousness? Do some research. What is the Seven of Wands? Get some clarification for this Seven of Wands, please. Clarify as relates to this reading. Self-love. I am everything, nothingness. Unity consciousness. Please and thank you. Woo. Interesting. That's okay. All right, what we got as a clarifier is the Page. I wonder if this is the Page or the Knight. I think this is the Page. Anyway, the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. Clarifying that Seven of Wands. So the pages are all about messages, and swords is a thought energy, communication, messages, right? So again, many of you have felt like you know, maybe at some point had to constantly be trying to either prove yourself or fight, you know, constantly communicate in a way that was I don't want to say combative, but just feeling the need to have to always do that. And that's because of what, you know, you've experienced and came from and yada yada, right? But it's about how you've communicated in that respect as well. And what I'm picking up is there's no need to even communicate that way anymore. Assertiveness, and I'm glad that this is coming up, because assertiveness doesn't mean that we have to constantly engage in a fight. And you'll feel the frequency of what that is as you experience it. I'm sorry, you guys, my door is open. A doggy was just like right there. It's so cute. Understanding, you know, that you can communicate your truth without being defensive. You can communicate your truth without being combative. You can communicate your truth and stay in your resonance without feeling like you need to protect yourself or you have to constantly fight, right? And that's what some of you are about to discover if you haven't already. That as you're allowing in self-love, realizing that it's you with you, that you want to be gentle, that you want to be in allowance, that you want to be in neutrality, that you don't have to engage. And it's not even about ignoring people. It's about just shifting your perspective and your response, realizing that you don't have to fight because there's nothing to prove. There's nothing to prove. And there's nothing that you need protection from. There's nothing to prove. There's nothing you need protection from. You don't have to convince nobody nothing. You don't need to convince nobody to see it how you see it and believe it how you believe it. Right? And that's what many of you are learning. And this is back to love. Realizing that this is love of self. Because in essence, it keeps you in the frequency in which you want to hold. It keeps you radiating in that energy you desire to radiate in. It also projects it back out. Okay? So that's amazing. Let's get some advice for that. Yep, look. And at the bottom, the 10 of Cups. This is where you guys are going. Coming into self-love is the 10 of Cups. Realizing that you are already this. This is within. As we release all this other stuff. Right? And allow ourselves to feel things, experience things without attaching, without needing to fight or control it. Right? Yeah. All right, let's get some advice. Is there some advice, please, for the divine consciousness? Do some research. 7 of Wands and the Page of Swords. The 7 of Pentacles almost wanted to come out. Let's see if it comes out. Can we get some advice, please, for divine consciousness? Doing some research. 7 of Wands. Page of Swords as it relates to self-love. I am everything, nothing. There it is. Okay. Interesting. And there it is again. So, well, what came out in this case is 3 of Pentacles. There's a lot of earth energy here. We got a little bit of fire. We got swords, but a lot of earth. This is the 3 of Pentacles. And traditionally, the 3 of Pentacles is about teamwork, working, building together. And I believe that this is connected to the unity consciousness concept. All right, as where before, maybe there was always this conflict. Look at this picture. You can tell there's something not right. She's on the floor looking but hurt. I don't know if it was physical, you know what I'm saying, or something else, right? And I'm not trying to be funny here, but, you know, this, you know, I have a feeling that they're all interconnected with each other and something went down, okay? And she got hurt. She was probably a part of it. And he is like trying to reach down to her because she appears to be really, really hurt. The other girl is like looking away, like whatever, right? So what I'm picking up here is this, that as you all are doing this shift, this constant feeling and belief program, if you will, roots of constant conflict, inability to work with anyone. And that could be due to, you know, the traumas, the pains, you know, all those things that we co-created and lived through and inherited through the Akash, created these cycles and scenarios, right? But since this came out as advice, that's telling me that as you all are shifting in this divine consciousness, doing the research, letting go of the need to be defensive or prove anything, this is going to allow for more teamwork in your physicality, in the 3D reality, because now you're totally shifting. You're releasing the beliefs that caused you to feel that way to begin with, understanding that you are love. And as this is happening and you emanate that, it's going to bring in this teamwork. You're going to find that in your externalized world that you are starting to co-create better interactions. It's not to say that you're not going to ever have any form of conflict or appearance of conflict or disagreement. It's just simply saying that the more you're practicing this in the divine consciousness awareness, you'll see more and more of co-creation, of teamwork in your life. You'll be attracting more of that into your physicality. Okay, so whether it's to do with relationships, romantic, friendships, business, partnerships, the more you do this shift, the more you're gonna see this manifested. This is a pinnacle material world manifestation. Okay, that's your advice. Teamwork. At the bottom, it wanted to come out, the Seven of Pentacles. So, but in this case, ooh, this is good. In this case, you know, there's this look of worry, but the Seven of Pentacles is also a reminder that your investment will produce. So in this case, that you know, sometimes you're in that process before you see the manifestation, right? But as you practice this, you will see this in the 3D. And why, woo, good glory God. Let me tell y'all what let me tell you what I see for y'all. Okay, so, backing you up, baby. You got the happiest card in the deck. You got the Sun and Justice. Good God Almighty. You are co-creating your justice, baby. Justice and your happiness right here. Okay? Ooh, Lord. And then right here, Five of Wands in reverse. Releasing the conflict. Releasing competition. Releasing the beliefs surrounding it. Letting it all go. Look at what you are producing for yourself. And right behind that, we got celebration, Three of Cups, collaboration, happiness. O-M to the G, okay? Ooh, good glory, God. These are major arcanas, honey. Heavyweight. This is heavyweight energy here, and it is serving. So this is very encouraging to see, okay, especially in this particular spread this way. Amazing. On the other deck, on the bottom of the other deck, the first row, you have the Two of Wands, the Knight of Cups, ooh, and the Devil. And look, here's the Sun again. But look, ooh. Okay, see, this is all as relates to self-love, right? Unity consciousness. Now keep that theme in your mind. All right? So, ooh, good God. See, ooh, and there's justice. Ooh, okay. So, like I said, you're co-creating your justice. Letting go of this futility, the self-deception, the lies, the programming, the games, the mind trickery, the self-delusions, right? To the Sun. Look at the Sun in this card. Him's cute, sis. He is. He's so cute. Him is so cute. Look at him, his little blonde hair. His hair like the sun. Right? So you're letting that go. You're going after your Sun. You're facing the, now look at the Devil. The Devil looks kind of hot in this deck, right? Oh my God. Oh, I'm just silly. Now I think I'm tired. Okay, anyways. The Devil looks kind of, I only got 1:13 left. Okay. So anyways, so you're coming through. You're facing your own programming and conditions as it relates to the material world, right? So this is amazing. This is a beautiful read, you guys. The advice is release, let go, allow, and accept, okay? Teamwork is coming, unity consciousness. The Sun is here, justice is here. You've co-created it. All right, I'm sending you all much love and light. I hope this served you. Everything is energy. Balance is key. Om Shanti. Namaste.